Hey, this is Dr. Otto Janke. Welcome to yet another edition of the Empire Longevity Insiders podcast. Welcome. We typically start off something like this. Where do we have that? I'm not always sure. Technology is sometimes, it's an interesting thing. Maybe because I don't always know what I'm doing. And that's just the truth. And that is just the truth. Where did I put it? Usually we start off with something that's a little fun for you. From the boys from Delray FLA, the Swingin' Ricks, our in-house band. Hit it, boys.
Welcome to Facebook Live. Longevity, 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 longevity. Longevity, longevity, longevity. Empire Longevity Insider with your host, Dr. Otto Janke.
Coming back at you. Oh, yeah. We still got it. We're not always sure what it is, but we still got it. Not always sure what it is, but we still got it. We still got it. Hey, I'm Dr. Otto Janke. Thanks for being with me on the Empire Longevity podcast. This is our, we do this on a regular basis. We do this weekly on Wednesdays. We record them on Zoom, put them onto our Facebook page. And this week I'm talking about posture. Holy guacamole. Some of the stuff that's coming about forward head posture. So what is it? How bad can it be? When does it start? And what can we do about it? First of all is this. I see this. I see forward head posture. If you don't know what it is, so there's actually a couple words we have to understand. First of all, let's define this. So in the research, what's the word that's usually commonly used is hyperkyphosis. So we have a curve in our neck here and a curve in our back that goes back this way. So you have a curve like this and a curve like that. This is the curve we should have in the neck. This is called a lordosis. It's closer to the Lord. Lordosis. That's the way we learned it in college. I've been published in international journals. I'm an international speaker. I'm a leader in the longevity world. We learned it that way. True. So we have the lordosis. That's the curve that goes back this way. Then you have a curve that goes back this way in the trunk. So you have a curve like that for the neck and a curve like that for your trunk, and that's called a kyphosis. A hyperkyphosis, hyper too much, kyphosis, too much of that curve. So you see those people built like this. In my world, to make it simpler for you, we call it a forward head posture. My head was here, now it's here. When I do that, that posture happens also. The hyperkyphosis does that also. I go from here to there. You see these people all the time. You might be one of them. We see these people all the time. So in my practice, astounding numbers of people have this problem now. It's starting younger and younger. How young is it starting? I'm glad you asked. We look at a paper that was done in 2018, January 2018, from Applied Medical Research. What? You don't get that journal? Called The Prevalence of Forward Head Posture Among 12 to 16-year-old school-going students, a cross-sectional study. So they look at kids in school, 12 to 16 years old. This is not good news, friends. In all 300 students who were screened, 158 male and 101 females, of the average between the two groups, 71% female, 56% male, 63 the average between the two groups, 63% of them had forward head posture. 63%. Over two-thirds of the kid, almost two-thirds of the kids over 2/3 of the girls. Why? Because I think they grow up faster. I think they hit puberty quicker. I think it's there's a psychosocial aspect to forehead posture, I believe, in my practice, especially in girls. And I start to see it when girls are over 5'6". I could talk, I have a tall woman syndrome and tall man syndrome, tall girl syndrome, tall boy syndrome. When you start to see the girls get over 5'6" and the boys over 6 foot, they start to get that forehead posture dramatically more. Why? In my world, in my thinking, two things. One is everything's down there for them even farther. Everything's down there for them. The countertops, the chairs, the desks, the computers. Also, the psychological aspect, psychosocial aspect of that is that uh, we don't want to stand out in crowds. And so we do that more. Just my hypotheses. But we see it a bunch now. When I used to do, I still do, scoliosis checks. So scoliosis is going to be the curve is not correct. It should be straight and down from this view, and it's like this. The numbers that I've traditionally used are 3.2% of girls and 2.8% of boys are going to have a scoliosis. They're saying now that over 60% of boys and girls, 12 to 16, are going to have the forehead posture. Blows away the scoliosis dramatically. They're doing surgeries on these little boys and girls for scoliosis when it gets over 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 degrees. We're seeing these kids who are built like this already. Okay, so why would that be bad? The easy stuff to see is the muscle aches and pains, the stresses and strains. We test your muscles using surface EMG, electrical myographs. We actually test the amount of electrical activity in the muscles to find out how hard you are working and where are you working too much and not nearly enough. When you've had that forehead posture for so long, the low back and mid back say, we can no longer do our job because the head is so far forward. When we do our posture pictures in our office, so I use an app called Posture Screen. Highly recommend it for all of my clients, all my Empire Longevity clients, my docs who I'm coaching. Very, very simple to use. Very simple to use. And it's AI based. It's simple. All you gotta do is you gotta point on I use an iPad, point it, hit it, and then it digitizes. It's like, holy crap, it shows you the approximate weight of what your head is and mine independently of yours. So we're two different people, maybe 1,000 people, different, all different sizes. Then it shows you because how forward your head is, the perceived weight to your muscles and nervous system. Whoa. So say, for instance, my head, round number, say my head is supposed to be 15 pounds. When you start to move incrementally forward, the perceived weight by your muscles and your nervous system goes up, of course. If I have a string right here holding on to the string holding on there, and it's like, okay, I got this, but then that starts to go this way. No, you got to hang on more. So you start looking at all these people who have all this stress and tension, upper back and neck. And it's starting younger and younger. Well, the muscles in the low back say for a while, I can handle that. And after a while it says, I can't handle anymore. And so we start to actually see the muscles fatigue. They are fatigued and it shows up on the testing. And then you see the upper back and neck are just working warm like this. It's really quite dramatic. But now we're seeing it start earlier and earlier at 12 and 16. Holy, I'll be the old guy in the room and say, holy crap, we didn't have that when I was a kid. Not like this, not with 60% of the kids. So why would that be bad? Well, let's move ahead. So here's the first thing. This is starting earlier and earlier now. It's starting dramatically earlier and earlier. Dramatically earlier and earlier. It starts in the teens. It'll show up decades later. Write this one down. It starts in the teens and it will show up. The bad stuff will show up decades later. There's an author, a researcher I follow. Her name is Deborah Kado, Kado. And she's done fantastic studies. And part of the studies were done, the titles are Rancho Bernardo. The Rancho Bernardo studies. And we looked at people with hyperkyphosis, that forward head posture. I'll give you a couple of them. And this is just not easy stuff. Can you start looking at going, whoa, hyperkyphotic posture and poor physical functional ability in older community dwelling men and women. Conclusion, older persons with hyperkyphotic posture are more likely to have physical functional difficulties. I'll take the aches and pains over the physical functional disabilities. They start looking at decreasing in independence. The more you go forward, decreasing in independence. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'll take the aches and pains over. I mean, I have to ask someone if I can have a sandwich or be able to go to the bathroom by myself or go to the bed by myself. Yeah, yeah. Hyperkyphotic posture predicts mortality in older community dwelling men and women. Having a head forward. Conclusion, again, older men and women with hyperkyphotic posture have higher mortality rates. They're going to die more and often than people who are built like this. If that wasn't bad enough for you, you're going like, boy, you're Mr. Happy Good News tonight. And by the way, there's a ton of stuff. There's a ton of research out there. This one came up. So that last one was by Kado also. It was in the Journals of Gerontology. You don't get that one either? But this one is in Scientific Reports. Detection of cognitive decline by spinal posture assessment and health exams of the general older population. Get down to this. Thus, spinal balance anteriorization, that head being forward, anterior, spinal balance. Your ear hole should be over the AC joint. That guy right there. That should be right on top of that, on top of the hips. You're built like this. Spinal balance anteriorization can be regarded as an easily visible indicator of latent, hidden, hasn't come out yet, cognitive decline in community dwelling older people. So we're looking at osteoporosis. I just wrote a paper on this for my practice. Increases in osteoporosis, increases in injurious falls, not just an easy fall, but you injure yourself falling. Balance, of course. Functional, being able to be independent, functional disabilities, mortality rates, and cognitive decline. All with the same thing, all with the head being forward. All this one thing causes bam, 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 bam. How many more things could you possibly go like, holy crap? I know. I know. So that's all the bad stuff for you. Once again, you come to any of my talks, you come to my seminars, you know that I would never tell you the bad news without giving you good news. I wouldn't tell you the house is on fire without saying, we need to go that way. So first of all, we need to start testing more people. I do digital posture pictures. First of all, test more people. Start testing them younger too. Why? It starts younger. It starts in the teens. It shows up. The bad stuff shows up decades later. It starts here. It shows up, the bad stuff, decades later. So first of all, we start testing more people. So I do postural evaluations on everybody in my practice. I do them. I bring the apps with me and I go places and I do them all the time. Number two is we start testing younger. And three is we start correcting this stuff. If I can do this in my practice, if I can decrease the progression, we'll have done a fantastic job. That's a fantastic job. If I told you, we're going to stop you, we're going to slow down that progression, we're going to stop the progression, you'd be like, oh, oof. I've also been published on bringing that posture back up and instilling a normal cervical curve. There are chiropractors that do that. There's a technique called chiropractic biophysics, CBP. Look it up. So that's the first. So we start doing that. And then we start looking at giving you specific postural exercises for home. Nothing replaces the adjustment. Getting you built better. Putting in the best signal to your nervous system. We start to get the spine more mobile, moving better, so that you can then be built better. And then we put the postural exercises in. What typically happens is more and more people come in because they have aches and pains. So the first step is, I'm going to use the correlation of a house on fire, is that we can't build a house to be better if it's on fire. So we have to put the fire out first before we can reconstruct. We have to put the fire out before we can paint the house. You understand that? We have to put the fire out before we can do these other things. So we get you through the aches and pains initially, and then we start instituting the postural exercises and the postural chiropractic adjustments. Yeah, no. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. Technology, man. It's incredible. When it's good, it's good. Let me see if I can do this. If I can put this on over here for you. Can I put can I put a chat on here? Yes, I can put a chat on here. I'm going to put a chat on here. I'm going to there's a link I put right over there. There's a link for a video I just did. I've had a video up on YouTube, the Super 3 exercises for forward head posture. This is my newest one. So I use 4 exercises. They're called Airplane, Superman, Goal, and the U, like the letter U. Those videos are right there. My newest ones, I just cut it the other day. And super, super simple. Super simple, very effective. Our job is to get you up like this as much as possible. Take the stress off the upper back, take the stress off the neck, take the stress off the nervous system, and you work better. We take the stresses out of the stuff, you work better. We decrease the aches and pains, get you work better. I have to tell you, I get asked by companies to come in and do ergonomic evaluations for them. I charge for those. And some of these places have like budgets of thousands, like $10,000, $15,000 for this to buy new furniture. I said, you don't have to buy new furniture. Just get that person built better, that person to do this. And they're like, well, but we want to buy new chairs. It's like, okay. I get it. You want to buy new desks and new chairs. I get the stuff. That's all the fun stuff. I get it, but you don't need to. But they do. And I find it very, very interesting in that. And what happens in a lot of businesses is it used to be a work comp problem. Work comp used to bring down businesses, small businesses, and sometimes it still does, but not nearly as much as it used to. Now it's the chronicity of healthcare problems. It's the chronicity of problems that people stop, attendance goes down, and or their presenteeism means they're just not able to function as well when they're working. So why do I bring this up now? because we need to help you. We need to stack the deck. You've heard me say this terms many times. We need to stack the deck in your favor to be around for more better years. We need to stack the deck in your favor to be able to be around for more years. Stack the deck in your favor to be able to be around for more better years. We start with one of the fundamentals of empire longevity. In the 5 aspects of motion. So we talk about the pyramid of health in empire longevity. Pyramid of health, mental rest and focus, rocket fuel, motion, great sleep, positive social interaction, and then an optimized nervous system. An optimized nervous system. So the motion and the optimized nervous system have something in common. The 5 aspects of motion. I know I'm going through this, so become a member of us, our website, empirelongevity.com. We'll go through all this. But in motion, we look at cardio, power, flexibility, balance, and posture. And also in optimized nervous system, best posture. It's a fundamental aspect for you to be around for more better years. It's a fundamental thing. I work on 3 words, 3 terms. Reasonable, effective, cost effective. Reasonable, effective, cost effective. What can we do in these things to allow you, stack the deck in your favor to be around for more better years? Posture is a reasonable, effective, and cost effective thing to work on. The benefits are great. Start young. Get your pictures taken, get tested early. And your kids, your little ones. As the branch grows, so does the tree. Start them young. This is a great thing. Super, super simple to do. We take a look at you and we get you built better for longer. I love that. Always feel free to email me, message me, get a hold of me. Let me see how we can best help you. I'll answer the questions for you. And let's see how we can best help you get you built better for more better years. This is something we can do. This is something we can do. So let's go do that. Hit it, boys. Swinging Rick from Delray, FLA. Woo, woo.
Empire Longevity Facebook Insiders Live with your host, Dr. Otto Jenkins.
Hey, if you ever have any questions, always feel free to contact me, private message me. I'm here for you. More better years. We do it's reasonable, effective, cost effective. Let's make it easy. We can do this. We'll see you next time.